Welcome, fantabulous souls, to Psychically Speaking. I'm your host, Psychic Lisa Ann, and I'm thrilled to have you here. In this podcast, we'll delve into everything related to body, mind, and spirit. As a professional psychic medium and healer with over 28 years of experience, I'm excited to share my knowledge and my experiences with you. Together, we'll embark on a transformative journey of sharing, learning, and personal growth. Whether you're just starting on your spiritual path, consider yourself an old soul, an empath, or a seasoned professional, Psychically Speaking has something special just for you. So join me as we explore the wonders of life, heal ourselves, expand our knowledge, and grow together. Let's dive right in. Today we're talking about the healing power of past lives. Now, I got involved with past lives many years ago. I actually trained with Brian Weiss, the author of Many Lives, Many Masters. And I have to be honest with you, when I took the training, I was so excited and I thought, oh my God, this is going to be the new healing tool that just takes over my entire practice. The idea of being able to go back into past lives to get an understanding of where fears, phobias, blocks, problems came from was just so exciting to me. And when the training was done, I came back home and I literally did nothing with it for almost an entire year. And then one day, one of my clients gave me a book by Sylvia Brown, the famous psychic medium, that was simply called Past Lives. And when I read the book, it just clicked with me. And her book, Past Lives, was more focused on the healing and how she used past lives to heal people, whether it was from blocks, phobias, physical injuries, ailments, whatever it was. She used past lives in such a different way for healing. And that's when I really started diving into the world of past lives. Now, after doing several sessions with clients and helping them to overcome blocks and figure out their connections with people in their lives. There's always those people that we feel like we've known forever. I was doing basic things with it. But then I started thinking to myself, you know what? If we can go back into a past life to figure out where a fear or a phobia comes from, or if we can go back into a past life to see why we feel so connected with someone, then why can't we go back into a past life for a good reason? Why can't we go into a past life where maybe we had a wonderful life where we were a strong person or a successful person, or we had a, wonderful family, whatever it is, and pull back the energy of that wonderful life? So I asked myself that question and then I did something about it. At the time, I was working with a regular traditional therapist dealing with some of my own little life challenges. And it was during that time, she was a wonderful woman because she was very open to all of the holistic, what some might call new age way of thinking. So I asked her if she would help me. And together, we really started doing a lot of experimenting with past lives. And she would regress me back to past lives where I had strength and courage, to lives where I felt like they were my best lives to date, and help me to pull back traits, whether it was strength, whether it was courage, whether it was belief in myself. I have even moving forward used this with people that have had blocks with things. Maybe somebody is an artist and they're having blocks with their creativity. And it was such an amazing experience for me. Now, to this day, when I do past lives with clients, I still do it in a way that they benefit from both. from going back to the past life to let go of things that they don't need to hold on to, but also bringing back information, skills, knowledge that can be helpful to them in their current life. So when I do past life regression now, we start by going back to a positive childhood memory. And I know whenever I say that, people go, I had a horrible childhood, but it's not about family memories. It's just a way to help me see how that client gathers information. And then we do a little bit with relaxation, and then we go to a past life that has special significance or relevance to where the person is in their current life. I don't just do past lives to go back for fun to see who I was in a past life or who my client was in a past life. We go back with a very specific intention, and that intention is to see what information we can gather that can be helpful to the moment that they're in. After we get enough information, we then go to that space that some would call in between lives. And this is where we really get a lot of helpful information, because we can see what we need to know about that past life. We can see who we know in this life that we might have known in that past life. We can ask more questions about that past life. And then before the session ends, we also gather information in that space about our current lives, because I really do believe that our soul has the answers to all the things we need to know. And I really do believe that we hold messages for ourselves. And when we are in that space, and I've done it many, many times with clients, we can access those messages that we've left for ourselves. So I think it's really important when we talk about past lives and we think about going back. I think sometimes we get too stuck in trying to figure out why things happen. And so many times people have issues or challenges going on in their present lives. And it's easy to think, well, I'm just going to go into a past life and release that all, and I'm just going to wake up in my life. It's going to be fabulous. But it's not about that. The past life regression, it's not a magic wand. It's a tool. It's another piece of the story. It's another piece of the puzzle. And what I have found from the negative flip side of that is sometimes people get too obsessed with going into the past, and they're too focused on the past. In fact, they're so focused on the past that they're not taking action in the present moment. So it's really important to know, just like all of the tools that we have around us when it comes to our own personal growth, past life regression is just another one of those tools in our toolbox. It should never be used as the main focus in our healing. Instead, it should be used as part of our healing moving forward. And once we have that regression and once we get that information, it's about letting it go, using the information that we have in our current present situation. So the past is great. We can gather information. Thinking about the future is great. But the most important moment, once we have those tools and we have that information, the most important moment is the moment that you're in, the present. It's what you do with that knowledge. It's what you do with those tools. I want to challenge you this week to really think about where you are in your life in this moment and where you want to be. And I want you to challenge yourself each and every day to do something to move forward. It can be the simplest, tiniest little effort of forward motion, but you always want to be moving forward. Now, one last little thing I want to say about past lives. Years ago, I wrote a book called Past Lives, Have I Been Here Before? And it's very interesting because I'm actually getting ready to revise that book and re-release it. But it was interesting because it was a lot of stories about my own past lives. And I was writing it as a way to really help people to look at past lives in a different way. My goal has always been to look at past lives as a healing tool and not just, oh my God, who was I? Was I, a queen or a king in a past life, right? And after I wrote the book, I realized one of the things that I didn't stress enough is when I told the stories, a lot of people were under the impression like that all happened instantly. You have this past life regression and then you just connect everything that's ever happened in your life. And it doesn't always work that way. A lot of times when I do past life regression with my clients, I tell them it's just like the opening of a door, right? You open this door and you start to get information and you start to connect things. But as time goes by, it's very interesting because you start connecting more and more things about your life. You start realizing the likes and the dislikes that you have. And it's like once you put those glasses on, right? People say once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you have that past life experience, it's like you just start seeing how that life connects in all these different ways in your life. So it's just an opening of a door. And sometimes it takes days, weeks, months. I mean, there's been past lives that years later, things will happen that will take me back to that past life memory where I go, oh, you know what? This makes sense too, because this is connected to that life as well. So, you do get information, but again, it's just a tool. It's just the opening of a doorway of more information about who you are. And guess what? Who you're going to become, right? Because every experience that we have helps us in moving forward and becoming the person who we're meant to be. Thank you once again for joining me on this incredible journey. If you found this podcast enjoyable, I kindly ask you to share it with a friend and make sure to hit that subscribe button. To discover more about joining my free weekly live happy hour, explore my work, or visit my Body, Mind, Spirit spa and gift shop in the enchanting historic downtown Southern Pines, North Carolina, simply head over to spiritquestnc.com. And always remember, life isn't always rainbows and butterflies, but every single day, you have the power to choose to be fantabulous. Embrace that power and let your inner light shine bright. Until we meet again, stay empowered and keep embracing the magic of life.